Alright, well, tomorrow is a big day for Nintendo. And if you guys aren't aware, tomorrow is going to be it's probably going to break the internet for a little bit because of what is going to happen tomorrow with this Nintendo Switch 2 Direct. And I'm going to talk about what I think will be there, what I expect to be there, and why I expect some things to be there. And let me fix this shirt a little bit here. There we go. And basically what I think will, basically what I think Nintendo's going to show and talk about. Because I am pretty pumped about this tomorrow morning. I'm actually going to go to bed early so I'm up for it, so I can watch it live as it happens. And so I can see the internet just like completely go freaking bananas over this. Because that's what's going to happen. Depending on how good or bad this is, either way, the internet's going to go crazy for this thing. But I want to talk about things I think Nintendo's going to talk about, show, and things that I really hope they show or want them to show or reveal at some point. Maybe not in this direct, but maybe like another direct, like 3 to 6 months from now or something. Because I would imagine there's going to be another direct like soon after it launches. So we're going to talk about that today. So if you like this kind of video where I just talk about stuff like this and Switch 2 stuff, leave a like, comment down below, subscribe, all that good stuff. Let's get into this and what I think they're going to show. Okay, first off is like a no-brainer thing. They're obviously going to talk about pricing and release date. That's going to be the number one biggest thing that's going to be talked about and revealed at this event. That's like the no-brainer thing. I know, no duh, they're going to do that. And like I said, I'm still thinking pricing, I've said this before, is going to be around $450, maybe $400 for lucky. Probably $450 though is what I'm thinking. If it's anything less than that or a little bit more than that, I'd be shocked if it was less. I wouldn't be surprised if it's like the $500 range, but I don't think Nintendo's going to do that because they always try to be competitive at the very least when it comes to pricing stuff, when it comes to pricing their systems and stuff. And they don't want to have a $500 system out there in the market just yet, I don't think. Unless with like the tariffs and all this stuff going on, they might need to do a $500 system. I just don't see it happening. But that's like bullet point number one. Number two, they're obviously going to show some sort of first party representation of games. We already know Mario Kart 9, Mario Kart Switch 2, whatever they're going to call it, exists. We know that because they showed that in the teaser for like 20 seconds or whatever it was. It felt like 20 seconds. It was probably like a minute or something. I don't remember. It wasn't that long though. But we know they're going to show that for sure. So a Mario Kart game is going to be shown for sure. Now, after that, this is all me speculating. I don't have any insider information. I'm not an insider. I just know what, if I was Nintendo, what I would do and what I could see them doing and what would make physical sense for them to do. Or like logical sense, I mean. The biggest thing is show a Mario game. A new 3D Mario game. Whether it be Odyssey 2, Galaxy 3, some different kind of Mario adventure. Show something Mario 3D related. Because we haven't had a 3D Mario game since, I guess, if you count Bowser's Fury and 3D World, that was the last one besides like 3D All Stars, but that doesn't count. That was a compilation of games, so that doesn't really count. But I'm talking new Mario game. Hasn't really been since Mario Odyssey. That was the last new 3D Mario game. Like I said, Bowser's Fury doesn't really count in my mind because that was more of a like kind of like extra little side game, like bonus thing for 3D World. So like I don't count that. But Nintendo has to show either Mario or Zelda. And I'm more leaning towards Mario because Mario is like their flagship mascot for Nintendo. So if they don't show any 3D Mario game, I would be shocked. I would be aghast if they didn't. I would be like my mind would be like blown if they didn't. But the second thing I think they will show is of course a Zelda title. Now, what Zelda title are they going to show? Is it going to be a new game? Probably not. I would imagine if they're going to show any kind of Zelda game, it's going to be like a remaster of an old Zelda game, a remake of an old Zelda game, or like a remaster of Breath of the Wild. That's what I think it's going to happen. They're going to show like Mario Kart, new 3D Mario game, Breath of the Wild 4K, complete edition, remaster, whatever. Maybe some other Zelda game. I'm hoping some like remake of like a past game, like I don't know, Ocarina of Time, Link to the Past would be really cool. Like 3D Link to the Past would be kind of neat to see that like re-envisioned as a 3D game. That'd be kind of cool. Um, my pipe dream game would be Four Swords Adventure. I really enjoyed that game for what it was, and I think that would be like a perfect game to like reveal if they're gonna have any new features with Nintendo Switch Online with the Nintendo Switch 2. I'll get to that in a second, but that would be my reveal, my dream reveal is that because I really enjoyed that game from what I remember of it, but playing it recently like by myself without anybody to play it with, it's not that good of a game single player. Like you really get the full experience when you play that with like 2 to 4 people because that's the way the game's meant to be played. So I would love to have like some kind of online functionality with that game or like a remaster or whatever of that game. Hell, or just port it. It doesn't even matter, which they might do anyway. But we'll get to that in a second. But after all of that, what else would they talk about? They're not gonna reveal any kind of specs. They don't do spec stuff like, oh, there's a Ryzen core whatever processor in it. They're not gonna do anything like that because that's not Nintendo's MO. They never talk about specs and stuff like that. So that's one thing they're not gonna directly say like, oh, it's got like 12 gigs of RAM or whatever. They're not going to talk about stuff that it has under the hood. People are going to have to like get the system, take it apart. Then we're going to know for sure what's inside it. So they're not going to do that kind of stuff. But what I do think will be there is a bunch of third-party representation as well. From companies like Capcom, Bandai Namco, stuff like that. Maybe Arc System Works with some stuff. Maybe some Mortal Kombat. Mortal Kombat 1 enhanced port, maybe. That would be good. Bandai Namco with Tekken 8, with Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. Maybe a better port of Xenoverse 2. Although it doesn't run super bad on Switch, but Switch 2 would definitely get it up to par with like even the PS4 version. So I think Tekken 8, Sparking Zero, and like maybe like I don't know, maybe even Elden Ring. Who the hell knows? I don't know. Those are my 3 like top picks that they would probably bring over. Maybe Elden Ring. That would be pretty cool. That might get me to like try that game just because it's on a Nintendo console. It'd be freaking weird. But yeah, that's why I say Bandai Namco doing. Now, Capcom, they have like a freaking shit ton of back catalog they could bring over. Like all the RE remakes, like RE2 remake, RE3 remake, RE4 remake. Um, I mean, the Monster Hunter stuff, they could do better, more complete versions of those, run at higher frame rates, stuff like that. Street Fighter like 5 or 6. Probably 6 would be smarter than 5, but I'm just saying, you never know. We didn't really get a mainline Street Fighter game on the Switch, so it would make sense for them to try to put one out on the Switch too. But I don't know if they're going to. But this is me speculating. I'm like I said, this is all speculation. This is not. None of this is like confirmed. It's just me thinking things they could possibly show. Could any of this show up? Yeah. Could none of it show up? More than likely, but it's fun to speculate. But anyway, so Arc System Works, they could do fighters like Guilty Gear, stuff like that. Make better run versions of it, basically. Because Fighters doesn't run super well on the Switch. Um, I don't know about Guilty Gear Strive, but I would imagine it doesn't. So maybe enhanced ports of some of those would be nice. Um, Maybe some like surprise Xbox games coming over to the Switch too, and even some Sony stuff. Like I've heard rumors about some Sony stuff. Maybe we'll get some the rumored Halo collection. I believe it was like the Master Chief collection was rumored to be on the Switch too. Like maybe some Final Fantasy stuff from Square Enix. I don't know. There's a plethora of stuff that could be shown here. Um, but that's just some of the stuff that I think could be shown. Now, my biggest thing that I hope and pray they show and they talk about and they improve on is their online infrastructure, meaning the eShop and just the online experience altogether. Because now, I'm not going to sugarcoat it here, but online on the Switch, just in general, is pretty ass. Like, it's not great. The eShop is not well optimized. It's slow. It's sluggish. It slows down the system. Things like that. Just online in general on the Switch is not great. Even if you have a wired connection, it's still a lot of games don't run well and have a good netcode. So they need to improve their infrastructure. But they also need to improve a lot of the online functionality like messaging, friending, like introducing like parties, like voice chat without the use of an app. And I've heard that the new Nintendo Switch 2 Pro controller is going to have some kind of headset jack. Now, is that true? I don't know. Probably because Nintendo, like, we have all been bitching about that since the Switch launched. And I believe there are third-party controllers that even have like a headset jack for those games that have native voice chat. But Nintendo, give us like a party chat system like the PS5 and PS4 and probably the Xbox. I don't know. They probably have one. I don't know. I don't have an Xbox. I've never used one, so I have no idea. But I assume they have one. Without having to use that stupid ass app or like Discord or whatever, give us a way to interact with our friends better. Send our friends messages. Be like, oh, hey, are you down for a game of Super Smash Bros. Ultimate or whatever? Just let us message our friends. Like, I get it. You want to protect like the kids and the children that play on your platform, but like there's a reason why there's parental controls for stuff like that. Like it's the parent. Like if you're a parent and you're gonna buy this system for your kid or your kids, and you don't want them to have access to some things, have good parental controls. Log certain stuff out with parental controls like voice chat, stuff like that. You can do stuff like that. Trust me, I'm pretty sure like the PS5 can do stuff like that. I haven't really messed with any parental controls because I don't have a kid, so it doesn't matter to me. But I'm just saying, like, I get why they want to keep it like super safe, but the adults that play your systems and the people that want to interact with their friends that are like grown ass adults, let us actually interact with our friends. Because it's a pain in the ass to try to play a game with a friend on the Switch. Like it really is. It's not as easy as it is on PS5 or Steam or the Xbox. It's just not that easy. Nintendo needs to work on that. And going back to the Nintendo Switch Online apps, I do believe, and I have heard rumors that they are going to be adding a new system. No one knows what it is. It's just, I think it's all speculation and rumors. But everyone keeps pointing towards the Nintendo GameCube, which is why I mentioned Four Swords Adventure. Because I do think that would be a good way to not only show you're taking your online service more seriously, but also show the power of the Switch 2 off. Because if you can emulate GameCube games decently well, which obviously the Switch can, because that's basically what the 3D All Stars was one GameCube game, one Wii game, and one N64 game. So obviously you can do all three of those systems, and you've done one, you've done the N64 fairly well. Some of it's still kind of iffy, but it's better than what it was when it launched, basically. But that would show not only the power of the Switch 2, but also your commitment to making the Switch 2 actually be like a formidable foe or contender for the other consoles out there, the PS5, PS5 Pro, the Series consoles, all that stuff. And am I saying they're gonna like totally retire the Switch at this? Of course they're not, because the Switch has sold way too many systems and way too many games on said system. So they're still gonna have like Switch 1 games and stuff like that. But mainly they're gonna, I think 100% of their focus is gonna be Switch 2, like functions, what the Joy-Cons do, what that other button does. Like if there's mouse controls, like they made it seem like there was. Like they're not gonna show a crazy amount of like games. I don't think it's mainly gonna be talking about the system and features, and maybe like a few games sprinkled in there. It is like an hour long, I think. So they could be showing a bunch of stuff, and there's a bunch of other Treehouse events as well afterwards. There's like 2 or 3 Treehouse events like within the next couple of days. So there's gonna be a lot of Switch 2 stuff, and I know I don't cover a lot of it, but you bet your sweet bippy, I'm gonna start talking about the Switch 2 now that it's been revealed and stuff like that. Because I don't like to put like rumor stuff out there and like feed rumors that are most likely fake or sound like they're fake, or even if they have like a tinge of reality to them. I don't want to be spreading like false hope with something that someone said online on like 4chan or something. But when this drops and when more news about the Switch 2 drops, stay tuned to my channel, because I will be dropping more information that I hear, maybe even rumors that I hear. If there's anything that I think sounds plausible or true for you guys, I will talk about it. I'm not going to sleep on this stuff anymore, because it's stupid not to for my channel. And plus, it would help get my name out there more, so you guys can come to me for news and stuff like that. There is one other thing I wanted to mention that wasn't like part of tomorrow's direct. It has to deal with the direct that was last, was it Thursday or Friday? I don't know. I'm all screwed up from that convention I just came back from. You guys gotta understand, I was gone from like Wednesday morning till like Sunday afternoon. So I was gone for like basically 5 days, and my days got all screwed up. So I think it was Friday morning that was, and they talked about the virtual game cards. That thing just seems super weird to me. But they're probably going to clarify that more because it's probably going to be compatible with Switch 2 in some way. So they're going to talk about that some as well. Because I believe on the website, if you go on that talks about it on Nintendo's site, it says something about like enhanced Switch games or whatever. So they're alluding to enhancing their back catalog of Switch games. That's why I think Breath of the Wild is going to be there. They're not going to remaster Tears of the Kingdom just yet. That just came out not too terribly long ago. They're going if they're going to remaster anything, it's going to be their launch game that basically blew everyone away and made the Switch what it was, and really gave the Switch a name for itself. And that's, like I said, Breath of the Wild. And like I said, that's already been rumored for like over a year. And apparently shown as well. I don't know if it was really shown at the like Gamescom or wherever that was, but if it's already been out there, they've probably already had it done for a while and just been like sitting on it and waiting for this event. And of course, there's going to be people that are going to these show off events that are going to show the system. I believe it's later this week. Sadly, I didn't get picked, even for the like second drawing. I never got an email, so I assume I never got picked. So it kind of sucks because we would have driven up there. My wife and I would have driven up to New York if I would have got picked. I wish I could have got picked, but honestly, for those who did get picked or do get picked, or I assume you already did get picked if you got picked, you're probably not going to be able to even record anything or really talk about anything. Excuse me. My throat's kind of dry here since I've been talking for like 22 minutes. But anyway, yeah, so don't be expecting a lot of stuff to come out from those events because they're probably not going to allow you to record or really talk about much of anything when it comes to like what you can see and what you could do with the Switch 2. And honestly, like I feel like they're just gonna be running like a Switch 1 game on the damn thing. I don't think they'll have any like actual Switch 2 like demo game for you at that event. Like I said, I don't know if they do. It's probably just gonna be Mario Kart, so it's not gonna be anything like super mind blowing. But that is coming up to those events, so there might be some leaks from there that some idiots will like leak stuff out that they aren't supposed to. So just keep your ears and eyes open for that because that will be a thing. And like I said, sadly I didn't get picked, so I won't be able to preview it. Damn it! I really want to get picked, man. I knew I wasn't going to, but I had to try, man. Like if anybody did, like I hope you get some like you get to see some cool stuff, man. But who knows what that event's gonna be? We'll see if any leaks come out of that. I wouldn't be surprised if somebody like tries to like incognito film some stuff, but who knows? But yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Like I'm pretty pumped about this. No, I'm not gonna stream it because like I don't know if Nintendo would blast anybody for that. Plus, I'll do a video after, like right after it ends. I'll just fire up the camera and webcam and fire up the microphone and start talking like this. So, yeah, we'll see what happens. And yeah, I'm just super pumped about it. And sorry this video is kind of all over the place. I didn't really have anything planned because, like I said, guys, I've been gone for like 5 days, so like I'm still kind of recovering from basically conning for 4 days because I've been at that convention since Thursday morning until like Saturday. So basically 3 days, 4 days. The fourth day was driving home at like 5 in the morning. So that's why I'm still kind of bleh. But I'll be ready and raring to go tomorrow because I'm probably going to bed early tonight. Like I said, I'm not going to stay up as late as I usually do. Probably go to bed at like midnight and not stay at like 6:30 a.m. like I usually do. Plus, my wife doesn't work tomorrow anyway, so it's kind of perfect timing that my wife has a day off on a Nintendo Direct day. So, but yeah, that to just close out here, that Nintendo Direct was like a very evident sign that the Nintendo Switch one is pretty much on its last legs when it comes to like mainline, like weird, quirky games. Like there was nothing there that I cared about besides like Metroid Prime 4 and that one Marvel beat 'em up that looked kind of cool. I forget what it was called. Like that was it. I was like, what is this? I was like, who's this event for? Like I was I was pissed, but I was like, thank God I was already up because I was at the hotel, laying in bed, watching it on my phone. I would have preferred to watch it on like a TV or something, but the TVs they had in the hotel room didn't have like built-in apps, so I just had to watch on my phone. I should have used my wife's tablet or whatever, but whatever. That direct was like that's gonna make this direct look like Jesus just rose from the dead. Like literally, I'm not even trying to be like sacrilegious here. That's gonna this is gonna blow that one out of the water for sure. But let me know what you guys think about this and what you guys want to see, what you guys expect to see. Are you guys pumped for it? Let me know in the comments below. This has been Rolling with Kevin, and I'm rolling out. Peace. And if I offend anybody with the Jesus joke, I apologize. Just try to be funny, guys.